we'll go from there. Hi, lady. Hello, everybody. So hi, everybody onto Facebook. Hello, Zoomers. And this is the Truth Tribe. So again, those of you who are just joining me, I'm Dawn Thompson, and welcome to the Truth Tribe. If you have just joined me tonight for the first time, welcome. And those of you who are with me all the time, thank you for showing back up again every Monday night. It is awesome to see you all, and I am grateful and blessed that you're with me. I'm also on a daily basis reminding you all that I love you very much, and more importantly, that you're perfect. These calls are really important to me when we do these Truth Tribe calls, that you understand when we talk through stuff, just because the sky's triggering you or the planets, or a person or a TV's triggering or upsetting, or emotions, or whatever's going on in the world, right? Whatever's going on in the world, I just need you guys to always remember that you're perfect. You're experiencing everything perfect. Everything is happening perfectly, exactly how it's supposed to. And that's why it's great. And that's what's beautiful. And that's why it's important that we're all paying attention as to why, more so that things are happening, as opposed to, is something wrong with you? No, nothing's wrong with you. You are perfect and amazing. Okay. So let's remember that every Truth Tribe call, I want you to know that you're perfect. So a lot of people are talking about triggering. So we're going to talk about triggering. I'm going to call it something else, but you know what it means. We'll call it the same. So as I went on my meditation and I go on the grid, I went up and I was first of all, I pour my bucket of coins, pink heart coins, down to all of you. And again, you turn the coin into what you want. So it could be money, it could be love, it could be healing, it could be health, it could be all kinds of things, understanding, communication. And I just want you to stick your hands out every day, wherever you are, and just go, okay, Dawn poured some pink hearts onto me, grab them, stick them in your pocket. And when I'm up there, I ask my guides, my light board, as I call them, my board of directors, I ask the light board, what do we need to know? And what helps us get forward? And truth is your vibe. That's what I got. That's what I'm like, okay, so we're going to talk about that tonight, is how truth is your vibe and what that means. But I'm going to start with the planetary update really quick, because that's what's going to really kind of set the tone for the whole night. And so again, ask questions as we go. I'm totally fine with that, but I'm going to address all this at the end anyway. So either way is totally fine, unless something comes up and you want to know, just let me know and we'll go through it as we go. All right, so planet update. Nothing's changed since last Monday. So if you weren't on Monday's call, just a quick update is we still have 5 planets up here in the sky in the constellation of Aquarius, okay? Plus 2 asteroids in Aquarius. It's going to put 7 celestial beings up there in Aquarius. And then, so it would be the sun, the moon is on its way on the 11th. I'm going to talk about the new moon in a minute. The sun, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, asteroids of Chariklo and Pallas are up in astrology, or the astral realm of the constellation, jammed up into Aquarius right now, and they're going to be there until the 28th, or I'm sorry, the 18th. And so this is called a stellium. A stellium means they're all pushed together. Okay, guys, this is a lot of air energy right now. Aquarius rules air. It's an air sign. I know she's the water bearer, pouring water out, which means pouring knowledge. But whether she's pouring knowledge, it's typically knowledge from the mind, right? And pouring air. So it's a lot of air energy, all right? Thinking, communicating. And so one of the planets up there, I want you guys to be aware of, where these triggering is happening right now. And we're going to go in depth about it in a minute. But the triggering that's happening is Mercury. And Mercury is up in these planets in Aquarius, all of them jammed together. And Mercury is in retrograde. And does it make it bad? So what happens when a planet is in retrograde? It's like people think of it retro, right? Going backwards. A planet never orbits backwards. So don't ever think, how's a planet moving backwards? It's not. But what it does is kind of a loop-de-loop turning in space. So it slows down its forward motion. It's moving forward up here in the sky. All the planets are moving in orbit around, okay? And it just slows down and stops. But instead of stopping its orbit, it doesn't stop moving. It just does a little dance in a circle. And once it's finished that turnaround of circle of motion, it's kind of like weeble wobble, then it starts moving forward again. Well, Mercury does it slowly for 3 weeks. Okay. So that's what a retrograde is. And so what happens is with, Mercury being that planet of communication in this air sign of thinking and intellect, we got some mumbo jumbo going on about our thoughts. Okay. So don't let me forget, because people ask me all the time, when is Mercury going out of retrograde? Until the 20th. So the 18th, all these planets will start dissipating out of Aquarius, going into Pisces in the next couple of weeks, right? But the cool news is they're moving into Pisces, and when they move out of Aquarius, but retrograding, Mercury is going to go up backwards into the 20th, and the 21st it'll turn station and it'll start moving forward. Okay, so remember that it's not only going to trip up when it's going backwards. Communication, you're going to have miscommunications or arguments, right? Your travel might get a little complicated. There can be like added doses of chaos and technology and stuff just not going the way you want it, or triggering, or whatever's going on that way. I want you to just not get all tripped up, because Aquarius, remember, rules technology and the internet. So don't be surprised if your gadgets are being wonky. My gadgets have been wonky. And some of it's like, that means I put them to the side. I pause them. I'm like, leave them be. Okay. Emails delayed. I had some glitches. I've been talking to you guys about my app starting. Had quite a few glitches in it. Nothing bad. They're really amazing people and they're working on it. It's just glitched. And I'm like, let it go. Okay. So that's the stuff that's going to come up. It doesn't make it negative. It's actually a really good sign. Just don't buy new electronics during this time. If you have to work through them and clean them and clear them, that's cool. Okay. So back to the moon. So the moon now is currently back here. And so it's currently in Capricorn, I'm pretty sure. So on Thursday, it could be in Scorpio, Capricorn, maybe it's Scorpio. I'm pretty sure it's Scorpio. So in a couple days, it's going to now add the party. It's going to come to the party. Okay. So we're going to have a new moon in Aquarius, and Aquarius being the air sign that it is, it's a lot of air. Okay. You're going to now add the 6th planet in air. So you have 5 planets in air, 2 asteroids in air. Now you add the moon, which is watery, it's emotions, in air. Okay. And so if haven't already been seeing things getting shaken up a little bit and some new projects shaken up, now's the times. If you want to start something new, intellect, thinking, air, start it now and start it on Thursday. And it's always a day or two before. So I say start today, start tomorrow. What do you want to happen? Any triggering events happening emotionally, what you're thinking through, start it now. Okay. Because this February new moon is blowing in wind of change into our lives in a super powerful way, you guys. Okay. And so the new moon on February 11th, which will be on Thursday, right, is serving kind of as the culmination, like of the stellium of Aquarian planets. So all this jam up of these 5, now 6 planets plus 2 asteroids are jammed into Aquarius, and everybody's going to have their chance on that moment in this week to channel this powerful, basically lunar energy, this emotional energy, this intellect energy. Okay. And so this new moon is basically going to reset, and it's taking place in this. Remember, Aquarius rules the future. It rules thinking. It rules the air, it rules forward motion, right? And so it's going to inspire you guys to start thinking outside of the box, and it's going to inspire you to set goals into the future. Like, see this stuff I don't like anymore that keeps coming up from the Mercury retrograde? Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want that miscommunication. We're going to talk about it in a minute, more about those triggering events, but whatever's coming up, it's saying just pick what you want from the future, because I want to help you. Okay. So I want you to expect things to start feeling a little bit more intense right now than maybe usual. And everybody's like, oh God, Dawn, really, it's been feeling this way forever, right? But this moon, because it's being joined in Aquarius with these other 7 celestial bodies, shall we call them, they're all amplifying that Aquarian theme of energy. And so they're pushing everything forward and saying, we're not going there anymore. And so new moons, remember, in astrology, are great times for new beginnings, right? So it's a good time for us to start something new and make fresh plans and set our personal intention and not forgetting that, it's going to be thick in the midst of this Mercury retrograde. And so this mercurial mindset of overthinking and thinking and past and communication is kind of a back pull that's taking place also in Aquarius. So you got a new moon in Aquarius going, come on guys, let's go, right? Emotionally, let's go. And then Mercury retrograde's going right alongside of it to the moon, literally almost sitting on top of the moon. And you could get easily mixed up in like what the moon's plans are for the future. And then wait, what Mercury's bringing up from the past. And so everybody right now has been kind of bombarding my phone of like, I don't understand, and frustration and arguments and irritation. And this is why, because we got a lot going on in thinking about what you want and where the future is. Not negative, this is great. So what I'm telling you guys to do is do it anyway. Even if it's irritating, frustrating, crappy stuff is showing up, decide when that shows up what you want anyway, and let it flow out into the ethers, because it's going to boomerang back to you when the energy settles a bit, kind of like throwing it out and then like delivering it back to you like a paper airplane of opportunity, right? And so it's going to come back. It's just sometimes we're so hell-bent on getting it on the timing we want it to be, and it may not. All right, so don't get too caught up on the timing, just the what. What do you want? Which is a very big Aquarian theme. What do you want the future to look like? What do you want your freedom to look like? Okay, so now let's go back into the topic of tonight, which is trust. Truth is your vibe. And what do I mean by that? So I've been thinking a lot about like what the truth tribe is, and what does that mean for everybody, because I think people get tripped up in the topic of truth. Okay. And so I wanted to be sure that you all understand that my truth is not your truth. And calling this the truth tribe is more so because I want you guys to be able to understand that your truth is not their truth. Their truth is not your truth. My truth is simply to share. All versions of truth are okay, which is why you're all perfect. And they're simply just consciousnesses. They're simply just versions on, I'll bring up the scale for you guys in a little bit, but they're versions of consciousness. From failure and anger and despair and blame, that's a consciousness. And that is a truth. To love and peace and joy and serenity and bliss, that is a truth. So all of these consciousnesses are okay, and all those truths are okay. And that truth is your vibe. And right now, whatever is appearing in your life, some stuff we don't like, right? Maybe a truth that's new to you, or a truth that's revisiting you, right? And it's here to awaken you. Whatever it is that's showing up, it's here to awaken you. And so, its topic or the concept or the reality or the emotion or the shift, it could be on the topic of money, of health, of communication, family, your livelihood, fear, pain, emotions. And whatever it is appearing for you, it's for you to heal. It's not for you to be fearful of it anymore, because Aquarius doesn't look at life that way. And Aquarius is going to bombard everyone. It's literally like we're blanketed in Aquarian energy right now. And remember, I told you this energy that we're having right now in the next 3 days hasn't happened since the Renaissance. It's a long time. Okay. And so wherever you are in getting woken up right now, and where you're being asked to heal, it's where your personal truth of consciousness is at. And so, can you look from what perspective the energy and consciousness is showing up? Can you look at it from that? Instead of going, I'm bad, I'm not good, I'm not healthy, I'm not good, I'm not confident, I'm not a good person, I'm not a good parent, I'm not a good boss, I'm whatever you're working on, right? Instead of looking at those things from that perspective, I want you to look at them from the, what consciousness is that? Because you belong to the truth, to the tribe that you vibrate at. So if you're vibrating at this courageous neutrality, it's why you guys show up here every week going, no, I want to have the courage to go, whatever battle shows up, whatever storm shows up, bring it on, dude, and pull out your sword. That's what this truth tribe is. It doesn't mean you're all gonna have the same storm. Doesn't mean that. Because one person's storm is another person's bliss. That's what truth is. And that's what the truth that appears is your tribe. So some people want to hang out in the victim tribe. That is their tribe. Doesn't make it wrong. Some people want to hang out in their truth is the health tribe, right? Some people want to hang out in the healing tribe. Some people want to hang out in all different kinds of tribes. That's their truth. And so you belong to that tribe of consciousness. And if you don't like your tribe, check your vibe. You like how I rhyme that, right? The tribe that you're in, if you don't like it and it's vibrating somewhere that's uncomfortable for you, i.e. a TV show, a TV channel that I keep telling you all to turn off, if you don't like what they're saying, it's not them. Don't be mad at the messenger. They're just saying what they're either told to say, they're programmed to say, but don't be mad at them. Turn the tribe off and go to a different tribe that has a better vibe. That's it. Okay. So what do I mean about your tribe? Okay. What you're drawn to read, what you're drawn to listen to, what you're drawn to discuss, what consciousness that you're at. And that consciousness is going to attract others at the same consciousness, to have discussions and commune on that level, to come together at that vibrational level. All right. And so if you could think about it, list some areas for yourself where you're feeling that it's surfacing right now, that you're like, oh, if I had to break down the old structures, what would I do? Do I like that tribe, that energy that I'm being drawn to or that's attracting me? If you say, no, I don't want to look at that, I don't want to. Or are you saying yes to that? That's exactly where I want to be. Because the answer that will come up with all this air coming in is, what do you want? It's an intellect, it's an energy, it's a thought pattern. What do you want in your mind? You have to be clear with it and stop trying to placate everybody and tell them what they want. Who gives a crap what they want? It has nothing to do with your truth, ever. But you've been programmed to think it does. And so my question is what the hell do you all want on a specific, very detailed basis? Health, education, understanding, future, love, money, right? What have you learned and what do you wish it to be instead in all or any of those areas, in all areas of your life, okay? So think of it from that. So I want you to think of the things right now that are scaring you. Okay, because if it's not the fear of the unknown that you're all afraid of. That's what I want to be very clear about. It's because you fear what you think you know about the unknown, and you clearly don't, right? But we don't fear the unknown. You have no idea what to fear. We fear what we think it's going to be. Okay, and so you fear what you've been taught. You fear not to expect more. You fear being small. You fear being controlled. Why? Because they told you that's what's going to happen. Who's they? Because I told you at the beginning, that's not your truth. So stop listening to someone's truth because it's dumb. Okay? And so how do you not fall into the fear and panic mode of someone else's truth? The you're not okay plan that I keep preparing you guys for, that you're not okay, you're not okay, you're not okay, right? Research other options. That's how you don't fall into it. And if those options don't work, keep looking, keep asking, keep looking, keep asking, keep looking. That's how you don't fall into that fear and panic mode. Someone's asking, let me see here. Someone's asking, you mentioned that whatever is coming up or bombarding us is doing so for us to heal. How do we reconcile the mask bullying by family or strangers where healing is concerned? I know what I want: no masks, no judgment, no shaming when I believe that they're dangerous. And so the point being is that this person is saying, how do I deal with the mask bullying? And the answer is don't go by them. And I think this person knows that. And so a lot of people are going to be like, well, why don't you want to come with? Because I don't want to feel the way I feel around you right now. And it might be another week, a month, or a day. But whatever that is, this person now has to start recoiling a little bit out and changing the winds of change. And that's very understandable because we don't want to be around them. But at the same point, if they're our family, it makes it difficult going, I don't want to be around you. And the answer is very true for this person. She doesn't want to be around them because it's not her vibe or her tribe right now. It doesn't make it wrong. Just says, I love you guys. I just don't want to be there right now. It'll change. So this person's saying, look, now how do I deal with this? That's how you step out of that vibe. Okay, so there's a good question is, let's see, okay, so how do you stay in light and have faith, which is where she's staying, right? Which leads you to determining one very important question that I want you to ask, and this might help her a little bit as well. What is your spiritual awareness? Okay, what is your spiritual awareness? Because I want you all to be very clear about something right now that's coming up huge on this Aquarian energy, because Aquarian energy will crumble this. And I know I bring it up a lot to you guys, but I'm going to keep bringing it up, okay? There's a difference between religion and spirituality. And I got this really great meme and I couldn't find it in a hurry to give to you guys, but if you want it, just text me, I'll send it. Or maybe I'll try to post it in social media. If I can find it from her, I'll harass her and get it back. So I got this really great meme that explained what I keep sharing with you guys for a long time. And it basically was just confirming how to describe the spiritual poverty discussion that I've been boring most of you with for a long time. And I'm sure it bores people because they're like, oh, she said it again. I am. And I'm going to keep saying it over and over and over again. Religion is controlling how you get to God. Spirituality is a direct highway to pure source higher consciousness without the middleman. Okay? There's nothing wrong with religion, and you all know I feel that way about it. It's just up for review right now, and it's locked a lot of people out who want more. Why? Because it's been very controlling, and it's been very shaming and sinning and negative. And the problem is that it's been that way for a reason. It doesn't take away the spirituality, doesn't take away God's source energy. And that's a big piece for everybody. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to answer this question that just came up about tribes. So just one second. So let me make sure you guys understand that. Okay. And so if your spiritual awareness is low and people go, oh, I believe in God. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you believed in source energy and God energy, you would have faith. If you're like this person, she says, I don't want to wear a mask. I'm with her and I don't wear a mask. But I also don't take it personal when someone shames me, because I know that's their consciousness level, which is they feel guilty themselves, so they guilt other people. How dare you not wear a mask? That's okay. Their consciousness is at the guilt level. I don't feel guilty at all. I feel very accepting of where they're at in their consciousness level. Thank you. Someone sent me the meme. I'll send it to you guys later. And so my point being is that what your spiritual awareness is at that level, if it's low, then it's time to learn who you are consciously, not look at the external world and let them tell us what our truth is. Understand what you need to learn about your soul's truth, not someone else's truth, because their truth is bullshit to you. Even if there's some, high blissful serenity person and you're in a bad place, you will not sync with them because you want to have a pity party, and most likely you should. That's hard. Okay. So it's very important for you to see what's happening in your world and where you have some dark, empty spots that need attention. And when others are trying to pull you into their darkness, which is what she was saying about those who are mask bullying her, watching it happen, and then leave whatever or wherever they are onto their journey and back to your journey. Don't get held on to why they're upset or why they're bullying you or why they're making you feel bad. And that's just masks. It could be anything. You're not communicating well. You're not being confident. You don't want to hang out with, the family anymore. Well, no, I don't. You don't owe anyone an explanation. And then leave, right? exit to back to your truth. This is called truth choice. And I talked to you guys about last week, I think, about this. This is my truth. Is that my choice? No, it's not. Move. This is my truth. Is that my choice? Oh, yes, I'll stay here with this tribe. This is my truth? Is that? No, that's not my truth. Move. Make the choice, do it again. Make the choice, do it again. This is called discernment. You have to discern what is your truth, deciding to live in the lightest version of your truth. And this question just came in. How do you thrive in two tribes that you want, family and self? You stop trying to prove to your family that your truth is the right truth for them. This is a big question this person asked. Why do I say that? Is because we tell our kids how they need to live their lives, and that's total bullshit. I tell parents this all the time. Stop telling your kids what's right for them, because it's not. Now, clearly, morals and values, I definitely always empower parents to offer morals and values, but your kids are going to screw up a lot. Your kids are going to make mistakes. Quit fixing it for them. Quit trying to tell them how to be a better human being. If they're looking at you and you're being a good human being, morals and values wise, they're going to know what to do. The rest, let them screw up. You all screwed up. You still got here, right? But we as parents, and this is where she's coming from, family members, spouse, probably your spouse, if you were a good spouse, you would do it this way. And that's total BS. You have to own your truth and hope your spouse will tag along with you. And some days they won't. There are times like many people know my spouse and I, and we have an amazing relationship, but there are times we butt. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's so okay. And right now is a time during this retrograde, it's happening. Normally, I love Mercury retrograde. It slows me down. It gives me time. I kind of wired pretty tight. This has not been an easy retrograde for me because things are coming up. It's coming up for all of you, okay? And so the reason I bring that up is, how do you thrive in more than one family? That means you're trying to fit. She's trying to fit in herself of her truth, and she's trying to fit a different truth into the family's truth, instead of just being herself and just being where she needs to be when she needs to be there. It's a very hard thing. Why? Because you have all been programmed, remember, on the screens for 100 years, you're not okay, you're not okay, you're not okay. So she steps up to be who she is, and then she starts going, but they don't think I'm okay. Who cares? You're okay. Go be you, go do you. Go live your purpose, go live your company, your new job, your new career, your children. Let your children screw up. Her kids are little, so they probably need to poke her buttons a little bit and get her to realize she's an amazing mom. She doesn't need to fix it and make it perfect. Let them screw up. Let people live their truths. Just because it's not your truth doesn't make it wrong. Okay? And so I'll bring up the consciousness map for you guys in a minute. So let me change the topic on this a little bit. The best way to look at this is your actions are your logo. Okay? And the reason I say that is because you see a logo and right away you know what that logo means. It's like the Nike logo. Right away you know it's Nike, and it's fitness apparel. All right? Who are you? It's a big question for you guys to start asking yourself. Who do you want to hang with? Do you want to hang with negative Nellies, or do you want to hang with sick people all the time? Do you want to hang with healthy people all the time? I don't want to hang out with fitness buffs all the time who only want to work out at the gym all the time. I can't stand the gym. I have friends who are like, I don't understand why you don't want to go to the gym with me. My husband being one. I don't like the gym. It has nothing to do with how active I am. I'm active every day. But that's my point. Who do you want to hang with? Not them. Does it make their truth wrong? No. What do you want your image to be expressed to? Your vibe is going to be your brand. Your vibe is your truth. Your actions are your logo and how you act to people. And you think, this is where this is coming up, right? You think how you project yourself to people is true, and it's not. That's not how they interpret you. And then they tell you that's not okay with me. People are getting upset right now with this Mercury retrograde thing going on. What does your logo say to people? I'm going to pull this up for you guys. Does it say I'm above 200, or does it say I'm below 200? Here's my screen share real quick so you guys can see again. Remember, this is the map of consciousness, right? And so when you look at this consciousness scale, remember your crucial point right here is the 200 line, right? And so when we're above 200, we're in this power state. When we're below 200, we're not in a power state, right? This is the map of consciousness. And everybody gets very frustrated with me. Well, like, oh, just because I'm, it is their fault, Dawn. They are to blame. No, they're not to blame. You don't need to blame anybody. Your truth. She doesn't want to wear a mask. Walk out the damn door. Don't blame them for being fearful and insecure and fearful and nervousness and angry and craving to just be safe. That's where they're at. That doesn't make their consciousness bad. And so am I negotiating my consciousness hoping that you'll want what I want? They're not going to want what she wants, plain and simple. And when someone is in this state and we go tell them, oh, I feel, let's just say, I'm too proud to admit to you I'm wrong. That's a big thing going on the planet right now. Scorning people left and right, trashing people left and right because you're too proud to say, oh crap, I was wrong about that. Instead of going, I hate you for this. You don't need to hate anybody. But when I see people in scorning, pride, hate, anger, it just tells me what vibrational state they're in. They're forcing life to be how they were told, not okay, not okay, not okay. And it doesn't make it wrong. It just means it's not my tribe. And it's not your tribe. Okay. And so when saying yes, they're just scorning her. Well, that's okay. That's where they're at. They're just at a lower forceful vibration. They're not in courage. They're not in neutrality. They're not in forgiveness and optimistic mindset. That's okay. But I'm hoping you guys will want to do the work, right? Like you're looking at this person going, I'm really hoping you'll do the work that I did to get to this higher consciousness level up here. And that I'm above 200. That doesn't make you better than them. It just means you're working your ass off to be courageous. Where I teaching you guys on every call, right? I'm hoping that you're going to come up where I am. I'm going to be a lighthouse, and I'm hoping you being a boat are going to come be a lighthouse too. And now you're mad at them because they won't be a lighthouse. They're a boat. One day they may turn into a lighthouse and choose to become over this 200 line, but that may not be up to you to decide. Okay, so I want you guys to start thinking, I'm going to stop trying to turn people into being a lighthouse and hope that they're going to like the light that shows them their darkness. Because what happens is when you show up in all this positivity here, and I'm calling it positivity, but your power states, you start shining light on all this darkness in people. And most people do not want to admit to their darkness. You can see so much darkness and very dark corruption and really negative, heavy, destructive things happening on the planet right now that's getting light revealed to it, and nobody wants to be shown their darkness. Well, you don't want your darkness to be shown either to other people because it's embarrassing. Now, to me, it's an opportunity, and we're going to talk about that. Why is this an opportunity? Okay. And so it's like this is a big deal right now. It's like trying to tell people, people who are broken to be happy. That's what's going on. Okay. So it's kind of like, see all your pain and start learning how to celebrate it instead. And this is a big deal because a lot of people aren't able to go, oh gosh, yeah, I am kind of in that state. Bring it on, shine on it. Let's clear it out. Let me see where it's kind of dark. But not everybody's that open-minded. If you haven't been on these calls with me on every Monday night going, okay, we can do this. It's been a really crazy year for some people and a really shitty year for some people. That doesn't make it wrong. It just is a shitty year for them. Okay. And so a lot of people don't realize that being broken, they don't want to be fixed. Why? Because broken gets them attention, and you're upset with them for sitting down here in fear and grief and regret and anxiety and blame and guilt and shame. That gets them attention. They don't know how to get out of there, and you're upset with them. It's not okay. I understand why it's hard because we're dealing with families and experiences, but it's really typically not the kind of attention we would want, but it's attention we know. People know this kind of attention. That's what we're used to. It's what you've all been programmed to. And no one wants to admit it, because if that would be that's too much. Their egos are in the way. They have too much pride to admit that they've been programmed. They're not okay. They're not okay. They're not okay, but they have, right? And so your logo is your light. Your logo is, I am angry. I am hateful. I am full of anxiety and nervousness. And oh my God, things are going to be scary. And I'm a blamer. That's my logo. I blame you and I blame you and I blame you. It's all your fault. That's my logo. That is your light. Not very bright, but it's still your light. Or your logo is, I have courage. I am optimistic. I trust. I'm going to affirm every day. I forgive you. I understand. I just accept this. That could be your light as well. So my question is, what does your light shine? Okay. And this, you guys, is what seems to be surfacing for so many right now during this Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, which is ruling your future. Will your future be above 200 or will it stay down here? I'm going to stop the share. Okay. Where will it be? No good, no bad, no right or wrong, right? But what do you see old crap in you that you don't want, right? And you're avoiding to decide that I don't want to see that, right? As hard as it may be for many to understand right now, this is what the universe, what God, what spirit, what your spirit guides, what I call my spirit board, we talked about that before, right? Higher beings are asking from the entire collective on the entire planet right now, okay? What do you want your light to shine into the future? That's what the entire planet is being, all the, like I said, the galactic belt, the photon belt, the higher beings that are helping us, they're shining light down on us and saying, we're asking, what do you want your light to shine? Above all this higher consciousness, or do you want to keep it low? Do you negotiate and drop, or do you keep it above 200? And when you fall, do not ask, oh, why, right? We don't ask why. Just determine what your logo is and stay there. And you'll drop a little bit once in a while. Everybody does. No one's going to get overriding this, right? We all dip. We all dip once in a while. My answer is just don't stay there. Your logo is your choice to re-engage your actions, right? Your logo is your action. So when re-engaging in action, that would shine that light that you want it to be. Take action and your action is going to radiate back to you and back to your logo of light. What do you want that logo of light to be? Are you craving familiar or freedom? The familiar is I want safe. I want be told. I want all these these boxes. You guys know I call them boxes. All these institutions that are crumbling. I want them to keep it familiar and safe and tell me what to do. I'm sorry, guys. It's not Aquarius. It's not going to stay that way at all. It's all breaking. So don't shoot the messenger. Do you want familiar or do you want freedom from your trash? So those of you who are saying, yes, we're getting triggered, you are right. You are getting triggered. Why? Because you have 5 planets plus the 6th one on the way in 2 days and 2 asteroids in Aquarius. So here's my point. Do you want freedom from your trash? And even if it's super dark trash, a lot of people are like, well, of course I would want freedom from that. If it's familiar, there's something to be said about what you already know. Most people don't want to let go of that. We're saying we want to, but you don't. Because when it shows up, this is where I want you to start paying attention. Actions can appear like repeating old trash that you thought you threw out, right? And then it appears again, and then it reappears again out of nowhere. And so if any old trash is reappearing, right? It's for you right now to review. Mercury retrograde. Everybody doesn't like Mercury retrograde. I love it. It's time to slow down. It's the pause button, remember? That is the purpose of Mercury retrograde. Pause and review or re-look, right? Re-look at it. Look back there and go, ooh, there it is again, and reset. Turn it into an opportunity instead of this oppressive, shackled thinking. They're making me wear a mask. Well, then don't fucking, oops, sorry. We don't want to ruin my video. Don't damn well wear the mask. I get worked up over that topic because again, if you're not willing to research science and go past all the limitations and past all the blockages, and as I've talked to you all before, there are many ways to heal, not just one. And that's okay. You may not be one of those people. then wear the mask. So, okay. All right. But that oppressive thinking, we have to break out of it. No one's going to save you, you guys. And Aquarius is the maverick. She comes out with a sword and says, let's go. So you have an opportunity to go, okay, this stuff's coming up. Wow, this came up. How can I be higher on the consciousness scale? And how can I look at it? And what is this frustrating feeling teaching me? Okay. Trauma tripping is what I call it. So you guys are calling it triggering, right? But I call it trauma tripping. So this is what it looks like in your head. This is what's been happening to you guys. Okay. It's kind of like a tripwire. And you're walking along, and then all of a sudden it's all good and you're doing well and you're walking along, you're not paying attention, and Mercury retrograde kicks in, and then bam, you get triggered, right? And it probably feels more like a trip and fall out of the blue. And you scrape your legs, or you hurt yourself, or you throw your back out, or whatever. It happens so fast and it's a bit traumatizing all over again. It's like it traumatized you again. And you're like, but I thought I was over this. Remember, I told you it's not the fear of the unknown, it's the fear of what you think the unknown is. That's what happened. It's not happening again. You're just reliving it in a different energy space. Now you're embarrassed because you tripped, and you accuse others of setting the wire trap. Well, it's their fault. They showed up. They did the family one. That's why thank you, by the way, for her bringing this up. How do I fit into two groups, right? Or two tribes? This is now, we're telling them they set the trap. They set the trap and told me I had to wear a mask. They set the trap and didn't do what I wanted them to do. And that's total bullshit. You cannot keep blaming people, because the second you blame them for the tripwire, you're at 30 on the consciousness scale. Kind of low, heavy, dense energy, right? So there's two ways to change these wire traps that we're all walking into right now in this energy shifting, okay? And we're not getting out of it. So you guys might just, well, pick the future and start moving, all right? So here's the two ways I thought we could fix it. They're like, at least address looking at it. Acknowledging is number one, okay? That we're even getting tripped up, that we fell. Because most people are like, I didn't fall. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you fell, right? And it hurt and it didn't feel good. So one is acknowledging that you got tripped up by something, a word, a child, whoever, a friend, a family member. And number two, that we can see it as an opportunity to admit when we are ready to burn that trash that we've been carrying around for so long. I mean, who wants to keep carrying this trash around? So how do I know it's my trash? That's what everybody asks me. Well, how do I know it's my trash? All right. When you blame your feelings of being invalidated to validate your own avoidance instead. It's kind of like, so when they're saying like, look, this made me feel this way, and you're like, well, I didn't make you feel this way. So it's like, hey, wait. So when you blame your feelings of feeling crappy, let's just say you feel crappy, you got tripped up, you fell, you're embarrassed, you're hurt, you're in pain, something tripped you up, you tripped and fell, it hurt you. And let's just say, hey, a wife, I'm not going to give you a list. Who cares what the person is, right? A wife, a child, a friend, the TV. And what you said hurt me, right? The person said something to hurt you. But you feel what they said caused you not to be alerted, right? It caused that trash wire right there. You should have told me. By you not alerting me to that problem, you shouldn't feel bad about this, right? You shouldn't feel the way you feel. I'm embarrassed to admit I feel it too. So the fact that you don't want to admit your trash, when they're saying, this made me feel this way, you're like, I didn't make you feel that way. It's not my fault you feel that way. That's your own fault you feel that way. You're not admitting to the fact that it's making you feel shitty too. So the fact that I refuse to see my trash appearing is a really good trip up that you just tripped the tripwire. No matter who presents it to you, whether it's a stupid TV, which again, turn that shit off. Are they being critical, accusing, needy, sad, lonely, unseen? They're saying, look, you don't see me. And you're like, well, I do see you. I see how I think you should be seen. That's you not seeing you either. And you refuse to see the times that maybe you felt the same way as to what they're accusing you of. The fact that you can't address it with them means you're getting tripped up. So it's just simple. How do I know it's my trash? When I blame my feelings for feeling crappy about it on them. That's how. When I blame them for me feeling crappy for tripping up. Number two, when you can say, here's the stupid trash again. Wow, it repeated itself. Mercury retrograde is going to do this to all of you until, what I tell you, the 20th. So just expect it. And it's hitting in your head. It's not even hitting in your heart anymore. Okay. So these are the two options. Am I owning my own trash and blaming it, or am I avoiding it and blaming it on someone else? Right. And so when you can say, oh, here's the stupid trash again, here's an opportunity to grow. And I'm emotionally ready to reset my pain into this opportunity. I accepted them being an asshole in my life. I accepted them trashing me. I accepted them taking advantage of me. I accepted them treating me like a doormat. I accepted them. Why? Because I am a doormat. Why? Because I've been needy. Why? Because I've been lonely. Why? Because I don't know, whatever it is, if that's the emotion that's getting tripped up, the tripwire, right? It's an emotion that's being offered to you as an opportunity to heal and go, wow, I don't want to feel that anymore. I can see how that's what my trash would look like. And I'm completely open to a new approach. Let's do this. Aquarius says, pull out your sword and say, let's do this. So are you the, I'm going to blame you for my feelings and I'm going to avoid it? Or are you going to pull out your sword and say, let's do this? Blame, let's do this. Blame, opportunity. Right? We have two options. And that's what's really important for you guys to start looking at. Now the trash is often associated, and I call it trash because I don't care what the trash is. Trash is always associated with trauma. And it kind of I know this sounds funny, but it's what it reminded me in my head, right? We kind of look like hobos, right? Back in the day, you think of a hobo carrying their stick over their shoulder with the little bundle, right? Carrying our baggage around with us. And then someone shows up and knocks our little, protected sack of trash that's behind us in the shadows. Okay, so someone walks over, trips up your trash, it spills everywhere, and then we're mad at them for tripping up our trash. Familiar or freedom is your cue. Do you want to stay familiar and just hold on to your trash and put it in the darkness and the secrets and act like it never happened and, oh, I'm not going to admit that's mine, right? Or are you going to say, screw this? Yes, it makes me feel scared or tripped up and I just tripped the tripwire and I feel really crappy about this and I don't like feeling this way. Own it. Own it or opportunity. Are you going to own it and it's there and you're going to feel it? Or are you going to take it as an opportunity and go, I see it and I'm moving on? Familiar or freedom is your cue to understand how you're interpreting all of these trip up triggers. Okay, so the tip is, it's not freedom when it's irritating you. Let me just tell you, if it's irritating you, you are not in freedom. But there's an opportunity here, you guys, for everyone, and it's awesomeness is awesome. So that's the kick where I want to get you guys is Aquarius is not going, it's going to ask you guys all from this point forward to see truth and continue to trip you in moments of crickets and chaos. As I've been telling you, what Aquarius does, sunburst in, sunburst out, right? So crickets of silent time, when you guys be like, oh, everything's fine and calm, then all of a sudden chaos, and then it's not. Crickets and chaos, silence and intense, fast and then slow, sudden in, then sudden out. So it's asking you, could y'all please quit sugarcoating all of your crap, saying, oh, it's not my trash. I'm perfect. I have nothing wrong with me. And stop trying to avoid it, because the opportunities to heal trauma right now are so big and so beautiful and so badass. The new earth that we're vibrating to has to be above 200. And we're all moving there. And so the new earth is loving. It is not suffering. The new earth is loving everyone. Everyone on this call, I love you, period. And everyone would question that, right? Why? How can we all be loving, Don? When you turn off the TV and we walk out the door, take off the mask and we all start talking about all the healing opportunities there are and stop listening to TV, that is not going to win. and anywhere in the future of this new earth. I promise it won't. Because we're not going to suffering. Aquarius and Pisces energy, which is where we're moving, will not do that. So what trauma or trash from your past is resurfacing right now? Okay. For you to reevaluate. And are you going to end it or renew it? Some people keep renewing this shit over and over. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and I get it. And I love you anyway. If you want to keep living out all the trauma, go for it. You won't like it because the new earth is all about love and ending suffering. We don't need to suffer. So are you ready to choose the option of seeing it through this Mercury retrograde opportunity for the future of expansion? That's where we're going. Okay, so here's a question I want you to guys ask yourselves. What trauma or trash from your past is surfacing for you to evaluate how it was how it's part that it played in your life? Right? And there's a trauma we all have. I don't care what it is, right? But what is it that's coming up for you? Some people it's poor communication. Some people it's poor health. Some people it's poor self-image. Some people it's not liking what's going on, right? Some people it's not liking the fact that you are needy. Some people it's not liking that you're manipulative and you don't want to admit it. Some people it's self-absorption. Some people it's self-obsessed. Some people it's actually a doormat. I'm not a doormat. You are a doormat and you keep taking it. That's what you're going to get. There's nothing wrong with that. Just own it. Because your truth actually is such a freedom for everyone around you. And you say, this is just who I am. And that's okay if you be you. So I want you to start seeing whatever's showing up for you. I don't care what it is. And it's going to be different for everyone. So don't judge other people on their stuff, please. Can you see it as an opportunity for growth into your Aquarian future? It's where we're going, guys. Okay, so I'm going to close with all of this. I'm going to close this call out and then I'm going to open up to all the questions you guys want. I want to close with the symbol of Aquarius. Why am I saying that? Because remember I told you, if you add all the celestial bodies, we're going to hit 8. 8 celestial bodies up in the planet or the constellation of Aquarius, which would seem, everybody thinks Aquarius is the water bearer because it's like the picture of Aquarian is the water bearer. And it's the water sign, but she's actually an air sign. All right. She's an air sign of the 3 air signs. And she's a sign of intellect. Okay. The thinking element of air, which rules communication, thought, inspired ideas. Okay. And so it also signifies change with qualities of both positive and negative, gifts and challenges. Okay. So as the winds blow from each of these 4 directions, call it north, northeast, south, and west, right? There's going to be different qualities that are going to gift from you from each direction. I want you to start seeing life like that from this point forward. Even the most crappiest, painful, crying in the corner, pissed off, I don't want to feel like this anymore, is such an opportunity. Okay. So if the air of change, the winds of change, Aquarius, is affecting you from the south, I want you to think of it this way, that it's carrying a new sense of trust and helping you gently begin to discard old habits and parts of you that are no longer needed. Okay. Maybe it's winds of change coming in from the west that are calling to maybe have you be more introspective, to the willingness to make final decisions, to let go of attachment and ego desires that are shackling you back into pride and scorn and hatred and anger. At yourself even. Do you have self-hatred? Do you not love yourself? Those are things that winds of change are coming in from. Now let's assume that the winds of change are coming in from the north and they're moving in to bring you wisdom and strength for opportunity. Can you see it? Can you even open to it? Because you're like, well, Dawn, have you looked outside? I have. You quit looking there and you look for opportunity because the winds of east say, hey, I'm going to bring you clarity of your vision, of your purpose that you've been asking me for this whole year. What have you wanted? Because that's what I started this call at. What do you want? And focus on that with nothing else in your life. So whatever the way the wind is blowing for you guys right now, I want you to understand that the message that the wind is whispering, maybe it's shouting at you, maybe it's screaming at you, it scares you and you trip up on the tripwire and you fall. It's challenging you to address everything that's showing up as an opportunity right now. Aquarius is the sign of air, of expansion, and it may take you a little bit of courage at first to turn and face the wind that's coming at you of change, because it's changing everything that you know, and it will ask you to find its way of expansion in moving forward towards it and receiving its lessons. And when it comes into your life, it's always a sign of change. Okay, Aquarius has been asking all of you, maybe there is now a time for you to open your eyes to see something that you need to change in your mind. Perhaps maybe an old way of thinking, of doing things that have become automatic for you and you don't even know you're doing it. Now you're going to have greater clarity maybe. Now you maybe could make a new choice, right? Regardless of what the changes, you can expect this Aquarian energy in Aquarius this week to help you expand everything to your highest good. Okay. So let me be clear about what tonight's tips were. This is what we talked about. The new moon in Aquarius is all about intentions. So on the 11th is the new moon. Write your intentions. What do you want to expand? Remember, air means to breathe life into, inspire it, inspire. Okay. Truth. Your truth matches your vibe. What is it? If you're vibrating low and your truth is to hang out with people who are angry or craving anxiety and blame, don't be upset when they're in a difficult place and you don't like it. It's okay, but you're there too. And be big enough to admit it. Number 3, decide your logo and take action. What do you want it to be? Pick a word, pick something above the consciousness scale. Number 4, the trigger trips. When you step on the tripwire and you trip on that tripwire and the explosion goes off and you're like, oh no, and it's a big alarm going off and you're upset, go, oh cool, that's right. Don told me every time I trip and fall and I feel crappy, it's an opportunity that's sitting in the air right now. Which direction will I allow the winds of change to help me? And then everybody tap your nervous system, tap your thymus right here. Tap it and everybody repeat after me. I am courage. I am love. Remember, courage is 200, love is 500. I am courage, I am love. Tap the nervous system and get your nervous system to constantly rewire itself. This is your healing thymus. This is where all energy starts in the heart, goes to the brain triggers the chemistry, the chemicals release, they go back into the body and you start healing, but you're not doing any action. So what is your logo? I'm hoping you'll minimally start with I am courage and I am love. Okay. Okay, guys, let's get into questions. I got some questions coming in here. When we identify the things that we want, there are too many things to handle at once. Can you give us some advice on how to prioritize things that we want? Like, is now a good time to focus on career, relationships, love, etc.? I love this question and I love this person. This is a really good question. So people ask me all the time, can you open the floodgates? Yes, you can. And my point is why can't you have it all? This is where we've been programmed. You're not okay, you're not okay, you're not okay. Play small, play victim, play little, play only if you do what we tell you, then you'll be okay. Only have one thing at a time, and it's total bullshit. You can have everything, and you can have it at your level. My truth is, I would like to be in love. I would like to have a great career. I would like to have different things. People laugh again. Still, my husband and I have homes in 2 states. He just left. I miss him already. But the point being is I'm okay. It doesn't make it bad. So I can still have this amazing relationship and not have it the same old way. Okay, so my point is stop playing small to her. Her question is, how do we have it all? You have it all. You ask for it all. Your intention is to have it all. Now, if it comes in too fast, you can determine what you want to slow down and speed up. Hey, this new relationship comes in for her. Doesn't mean you have to have it full-fledged, get married to him tomorrow. We're trying to marry her off, my friends and I, by the way. So any single men out there, I've got this gorgeous, brilliant doctor who needs a handsome knight. My girlfriend and I are working on it. I have 2 girlfriends actually that need it. So anyway, my point about this is that why are we settling? What if it's your health, right? What if you don't love, I have some people that I associate with this, because a lot of you know I always struggle with my body for a long time. If you don't love your body, start there. What don't you love about your body? Because anyone who looked at any of the people that I know would be like, you're gorgeous just the way you are. That's your truth. So the fact that we're trying to be perfect physically for another human being, or are you being perfect physically for you? Because the body really, when you're spiritually in poverty, you don't trust your soul. The soul is the part we need to raise consciousness in. The body could care less what it does on this planet. The body's just the vessel. And the body needs to be taken care of, but it's not to be able to present itself onto the screen, onto the world and say, do y'all like me now? This is not about a physical format anymore, you guys. This is about saying, what do you want? Some people, I've told them, I know I have some male clients who they love cars. Awesome. Go get 15 cars. I think they're dumb. I don't really care about cars. Not a big deal to me. So I am not going to pick my truth in that world. My truth is something completely different than another person's truth. If you want to not have all this weighted down restriction, turn off the external world and stop letting people tell you to play small, because you are. All of you are playing small. And when the second someone externally tells you how to feel, you know you already went down the tripwire. And then you feel crappy and someone tells you you're not good enough, or you're bad, or you're not pretty, or you're not kind, or you're mean to me. And remember, you have two things: acknowledging the trip up and saying, wow, this is something I need to work on. I don't like this feeling. And wow, if they feel that way and they're telling me I make them feel that way, maybe I really do make them feel that way because I feel that way. So now two people, my husband and I talk about this a lot to keep our marriage really powerful. If he's feeling a certain thing or I'm feeling something from him, I always tell him, you're making me feel this way, but I know it's because it's my own feeling and you're mirroring it to me. So if I'm feeling insecure about something, it's not him. He's just showing me what I look like. So being mad at your spouse about something you don't like in yourself is not their fault. Now, the fact that they're pounding you on it and won't sit and have a neutral conversation with you about it, that is their stuff. Now they're afraid to see their stuff. The mirroring is equal always. So I'm going to go back to the person earlier about a mask, right? The non-mask wearers. So there are plenty of us who don't wear masks. Yes, there are times when you don't have a choice. I get that. That's called discernment, adapting to what you want. If I want to go, which I'm leaving, you all know, we're not having a call on Monday because I'm heading to Montana to ski. So if I want to go, I have to use discernment and go, just because I don't wear masks most of the time, I'm going to put it on to get to Montana so I can ski. That's their problem, their trip up, their insecurity, not mine. Does it make it bad? No, I'm not mad at them. They're just doing their jobs. So we have to start learning how to get what we want, not being mad at everybody because they're telling you you can't have what you want. I can have what I want. I just got to adapt a little bit. I have to use discernment when I have to say yes and no to things to get what I want. Do I want it bad enough? My happy place is mountains. Happy. That is where all my joy lives. And my amazing husband is taking me there. And now I say, no, not willing to wear a mask. That's where you're going to trip yourself up and drop down and go, I'm too proud to admit that I'm not going to adapt. So those of you who are playing small, I want you to ask yourself, are you playing small? And I don't care what your job title is, what you do for a living. If you question your beauty, your inner strength, your inner beauty, do you question what you look like? Do you question if you're good enough? Do you question money? Some people question money. That's a big deal right now. Because if you watch the TV, you'd be questioning if you're going to have enough. And the answer is we have to start opening up ourselves. So someone's saying, hey, I struggle with the concept of adapting and accepting the programming. This is a really good comment someone just made. That's discernment. Just because someone is programming everyone to believe something, some people are going to believe it. Just because I don't believe it doesn't mean I can't flow like air around it. Aquarian air. The wind doesn't stop right here and hold and become like a big old like pile of air. It just runs through things. That's what I'm asking you all to embrace this Aquarian energy right now, saying, guys, if you opened your mind, you just run right past everything. You wouldn't get stuck. You would just move past it. Someone's belittling you right now. When you look at the consciousness scale, here, I'll bring it up again one more time. When you look at this consciousness scale and someone is belittling you down here, right? You're bad, you're scorned, they're hating on you, they're blaming you, and they're bringing you down here. Someone's belittling you to feel bad. Do you sit here and let the air piled up of all the belittling words? Or do you forgive them and go, I understand why you're feeling bad about it, and you move on like air, like the Aquarian air, and let it pass right by. This, I'm going to take this off again, but that's my point is, are you living in a higher consciousness where you are bright and you stand and say, this is my logo. This is what I want people always, when they're around me, to go, I accept you. They know I accept them no matter where they're at, even if they're in the worst shame and they're shaming themselves and I hate myself and I shame everyone around me. Okay, I love you anyway. They're apathetic. They're in fear. I love you anyway, even if I don't vibrate where they are, nor do I want to hang out where they are. Doesn't mean I don't love them. I understand and I forgive them, and I'm optimistic they're going to move up some point, right? And so my point being is that if you can get yourself to in that perspective, minimal right now, this whole thing will be a lot easier for all of you. Be the air that passes through things you don't like. And her comment was brilliant. Am I adapting or am I accepting it because they're being mean to me? You don't have to accept it as your viewpoint. You just have to adapt to what they need to be or move around it like air. I never stay any place very long. And lately, I've been doing the things that make me super happy. Y'all know I'm a big reader. I love books. Sometimes I read a lot more just because I want to be air and not be around a lot of things that make me heavy. And there are times when I'm a completely open book. It's okay. It's okay for you guys to be amazing and expanded and big. And if nobody loves you, I love you. I love all of you right now on this call. I love you very much. So if you feel unloved, it's bullshit, because I do. And again, remember, I dumped all the hearts on you. Just stick your hands out and it'll stick the hearts of love. It's money, happiness, health, all in your pocket. Okay, any questions? Guys, remember, we don't have a call next Monday because I'm going to be skiing on an amazing mountain and I'm just not going to be talking to you. But I don't want you guys to forget very quickly that Friday the 26th, it's on my website on the events page, is the Zodiac Wheel is your medicine wheel. And it shows you where, if you understand where you need to heal in your own chart, it helps you heal your soul and your power of your whole life, and you get into a power state. And it's all right there on your map, right? And so having that medicine wheel will help you be in a better place. Okay, so Zodiac Wheel is your medicine wheel, Friday, February 26th. It's a Friday night. Bring your dinner, bring your whatever, bring your spouse, bring a friend. Sign up for it's a 3-hour, one-night event. Okay, it's there. And people are asking me about it. Any last questions? I know we went a little over. I have no problem since I'm not going to be here next week. Any more questions I can ask anyone? It could be on any topic. Again, you guys see that different topics come up for different reasons. There's no right or wrong. It's all good. You guys, everything is going to improve and get better and blow your minds where we're going. Is it going to be some trip up for a while? Yes. But be the air, okay? Be the air. And whatever air is coming at you and it's making you feel resistance, just look at it and open up an inspiration. Let it inspire you to an opportunity, okay? How to state your intentions with this new moon. What do you want to be inspired to do? Remember, Thursday is a new moon. Write down, what do you want to inspire the world to be? Are you a teacher? How do you want to inspire your people to be bigger? Are you I'm just coming from me being a teacher, right? Are you a writer? Are you a healer? Are you a tech person? How can you see something into the future? Are you an artist? Where do you want to inspire this bigness, this expansion to go? Okay, write your intentions down. Be bold, be beautiful, be amazing on Thursday. I will see you guys when I get back the following Monday. Again, y'all know how to find me. IM me, text me. Y'all know where to get me. I wish you guys the brightest of blessings. Be badasses, be amazing, and I will see you guys soon. All right. You guys have a good night. I will talk to you soon.